Hi, my name is Heather Ford. I'm a traffic attorney out of New Orleans. And I will say, if your license is currently suspended, you may think I should go straight to the DMV to try to resolve it. Stop. Do not go. Right now, particularly in a post-COVID world, the DMVs are operating on a very limited schedule. In a lot of cases, there are appointment only. So the first thing you want to do probably is to go to expresslane.org, pull your driving record and see what's going on. And then you want to pick up the phone and call the DMV. What they will probably do is assign you an agent to work with, and you can email that person any documents that you have. And if they will also be able to let you know what are the cases that you need to resolve, or what other matters you need to resolve, so you can get that paperwork. That way you can get that paperwork scanned and email back to them, and they can update the record for you. And in some ways, to be honest with you, it's a much more efficient system than it used to be. All of a sudden, a lot of these things that you had to do in person, or in theory had to do in person, you can now do by mail, you can do by fax, you can do by email. You always could do mail and fax, but email was much harder to come by. Same thing, now you can do your payment plans. If you need to get on a payment plan, you now can do those things online. Before, those things that you had to do in person, very cumbersome. If you lived out of state, you'd have to give somebody some type of limited power attorney. Then they would have to go to the DMV. So this is one of the few things that have probably been made a little bit better by the pandemic, unfortunately, is that you can facilitate things more online. So don't go down to the DMV thinking you're going to get something done today. It's a good way to potentially waste your time. You're much better off picking up the phone, calling. I recommend calling them at 7:59 Central on the dot. They are hard to get on the phone. I know that can be a little disheartening to people, but it really is the best method. Call them early, call them often if necessary. Get the information that you need. Find out what is holding your license back. If it's traffic tickets, then that's something you need some help with or some advice. I'm happy to help. Shoot me a text, 504-535-5239. But it might be things like, you were in an accident in the past that can get a little complicated. Or maybe that you had some insurance cancellations and you just need to show proof of that you currently have insurance for the vehicle that you have, and that you can either pay off the fees or get on a payment plan. Sometimes it's less complicated than people think. They're so scared of what the issue is. They just don't deal with it. And you put yourself in a position to get a bunch of more tickets because, maybe the problem becomes this spin out. So your license suspended. Now you can't get your registration renewed. And so now you're driving around in a car that doesn't have updated registration. The sticker on the back is expired. And that will take you down a spiral. Maybe an officer notices that, they pull you over. Now you're going to get a ticket for that expired sticker. You're going to get a ticket for your driving while suspended. And now you have a ticket you can't just pay, because if you plead guilty to driving while suspended, it will suspend your license for another year. And depending on which jurisdiction it is, before they will reduce the driving while suspended, they're going to force you to go get your license back anyway. And so it's the type of thing that can get people in a very vicious cycle, because they can't solve one problem, they create other problems. And by the time they're finally ready to deal with it, they might have 5-6 tickets that we have to deal with to get it back. And so I encourage you, if your license is suspended, go deal with it today. Find out what's holding you back. It might not be as bad as you think. For better or for worse, the system can be a little inconsistent. I've seen people with like 10 tickets and 1 ticket on the record, and somebody ends up with all 10. Unfortunately, that's where life is just a little unfair sometimes. But if you ever have any questions, happy to help. Again, I'm Heather Ford. I'm the traffic ticket lady, and thank you for watching, and have a great day.